Okay, so we've heard about what the Chinese and the ancients called Qi and Qigong, but what does sort of Western thought and science kind of pertain to this internal energy? Well, we know that the body, and especially the internal workings, are electric. It's known as the bioelectrics, and we know that the heart has an electromagnetic field, and that is its communication tool. That's what is pulsing and kicking out, and that can be measured inside the body and also outside of it. We know that the brain has 5 brainwave states, and so that has a vibration and a pulse electrically. We know that the nerves and neurons as well, their dialogue is electrical, and so that's how they operate. So the body really is an electrical body, and we are able through practice in Qigong and meditation, and those things are actually blended, they are one and the same, is that we can dial into these pathways and we can sense it. As I said earlier, we can sense it, learn to accumulate it, and then circulate it, and we can alter it. So if we use an analogy of the heartbeat now, what I say to a lot of clients is, can you dial in immediately and sense your internal energy, sense the heartbeat? And so for a lot of people that have to put their hand on their heart or touch the pulse or go into a dark room or somewhere it's very quiet and see if they can pick up on it. Whereas once these pathways are opened through practice, you can dial into it instantaneously regardless of how noisy or how much movement there is around. And if I do it now, it's just immediately I can pick up on the swelling of the movement of the energy, its beat, its movement, its flow. And also, just through your mind, you can alter that. You can jump in there and increase the speed and decrease it. So without doing any movement, I can sit here, and we can all do this. You think of something that's scary for you. For me, I watched Jaws, the shark film, when I was a bit too young, and so this is very easy for me. I could sit here, close my eyes, imagine myself in the waters just off South Africa, and a huge, great white shark fin is coming at me. And I can immediately hijack my senses and increase my breath rate, increase my heart rate, increase my stress response, drive up my nervous system. And then conversely, I could just switch that image just through thought alone to a quiet beach in the Barbados. And I can immediately bring down my heart rate, my breath rate, my stress response, and take over my autonomic nervous system. So these are kind of tricks that we're doing with the body to dial into the energy within the body to influence it. And we use mind or an intention and then a lack of mind, because if the mind is very busy, then you can't pick up on these things. You want total inner awareness. And this will come with practice. So the other thing we can do is we can just try listening into our heartbeat now. Some of you may be able to do it instantaneously. Some people it will come with practice. So I'll give you 10 or 15 seconds to do that now. And now the other thing I want you to do is I want you to close your eyes, and I want you to hold your hand in the air, just up in the air, and close your eyes. And I want you to, without moving your fingers or your hand at all, how do you know that your hand is there? When you know you've got a hand, hopefully, if it's the one you're holding up. So you can sense that it's got a presence. What is that sense? What are you sensing? And when you sense it, because it'll be there, it'll have a subtle presence. What is it? Is it static? Does it move? Is it 2D? Is it 3D? How does that develop over time with your concentration and awareness? Can you put it into words, what you're sensing? So that observation, that awareness, that sensing is what we're dialing into. It's part meditation, and it's also important in Qigong when we're doing these movements these rhythmical, hypnotic movements, that your mind and your intention is also dialed in to become aware of the internal workings and movings of your energy system.